study mathematics in Germany. And these are today's guests. Of course, I will introduce them separately again. Organizer of the session is Germany's largest study program database, which is called 𝘱𝘢𝘷𝘦𝘳𝘴𝘪𝘍. I believe you already know about us as you're joining the webinar. And the study finder that you can see is just a demo version. We are constantly improving, taking into account your desires. I don't know when was the last time you checked our study finder, but now it has lots of filters. It's more user-friendly, and you can narrow down your searches and find the most suitable programs really easily. Our articles that are super demanded during the webinars, generally, when searching for information, we see that you like our articles and we're happy about that. So in case today as well you have a general question about scholarships or other things, feel free to check them out or tell me, and then I will put the relevant link in private as a private message or in the chat generally. Our webinars have huge importance as well. So on one side, we have general webinars when we talk about broader topics like scholarship, uni assist, visa, opportunity card, blocked account, and others. At the same time, we have subject webinars like today, so that you can connect with your future program from wherever you are right now, and maybe you are in the process of application or considering a certain program, so you can also ask questions, double check the information, and this way you can be sure that you are doing things correctly. Germany, and we are counseling in different languages, and we are always happy to share our experience of studying and living in Germany from international and German perspective. Now, as I said, our study finder is constantly changing. So now you see the frequently used filters here on the left side, which has see all filters options where you can adjust much more things. And then you can sort programs according to different criteria. So for mathematics on master's level, the study programs that have English and some component German or fully English are 122 programs. So that you don't check each of them individually, you are joining these webinars, you can even narrow down the search, adjusting different filters, and maybe favorite the program so that you don't miss highlights about them. Another new thing that we have are our subject pages. Actually, we had our subject pages, but they are modified. Now they provide much more information, are much more interactive, and provide some insights about what others like, what is a subject about, and so on. So feel free to check them out. I will also put the subject page for mathematics in the chat as well. Very, very important, and I think one of the one of the most important advice from our side is that please look the correct or the right study program profile. All programs are very different within the same university, in different universities, so you shouldn't be guided by some fees or rankings, but the program content itself and what it offers and what's all about the program. That's why we also have these subject webinars. Briefly about the universities in Germany. In Germany, there are universities and universities of applied sciences. Universities usually have study programs that are more research and theory oriented. Universities of applied sciences usually have practice and application focused programs. Now, on the example of this study program from Freiburg, I wanted to mention that for all programs also relevant today is that when you ask, can I apply with this degree or that degree, you can easily also double check it with yourself. You can see the qualification requirements, and as soon as you meet the qualification requirements, you can apply, and later on you can see the application document. So these are different things, and one gives you a green light to apply. Another thing is already like your responsibility to collect all those documents. Okay, then without further ado, I'd like to give the mic to Professor Dr. Filippo Rizzo, talking about Mathematics for Business and Industry Study program.
My name is Filippo Rizzo, and I'm professor for applied mathematics with focus on computer science, computer vision, and data science. and I'm professor here by OTH since the last September. And this is for me, I'm very happy to introduce you the program study for mathematics for business and industry. So in the first slide, I tried to give you the idea why we have this program study. So the main idea is to create a bridge between the theoretical tools that you learn in advanced mathematics and also the real world application in the business and the industry. And this bridge gives you actually the possibility to find a job, so this is a career-oriented, but also to continue your study with a PhD program. So this is also possible. We have a center, a research center here by OTH, and if you want study more or learn more about the mathematics and the application of the mathematics, you can continue also here your PhD study. And how we can reach this goal, actually. So our focus is actually, we want to provide a strong mathematical foundation through particular advanced courses like in analysis, in optimization, in statistics, and in computational methods, but also with lectures that are specialized in particular area of application, like the actuarial sciences or industrial mathematics or AI and data science and information technology. So the structure of the program study, so you have is the following. So you have 3 semesters and the total credit points are 90, and you have 3 different groups actually of lectures or modules. So you have the compulsory modules in which you have a seminar, so in which you receive a particular subject from a professor and you can study this and prepare a presentation. We have a lecture about the modern project management. So the goal is actually to prepare you so that it's not really drama when you start a job in a company and you work in a project, so you know exactly how it works in a company. And we have also a project. In the project can be a team work or also individual work in which you select a particular subject in a particular field of the mathematics or the applied mathematics, and you prepare also in this case, you implemented, for example, some algorithms and you prepare a presentation, and this is like a preparation for what's happened later in your job life. The second group of modules are the elective compulsory modules. Here you have actually 2 different groups of lectures. We have the in-depth modules in which we present you advanced tool of mathematics in different field of mathematics, and you have the application modules in which we try to use the advanced mathematics in particular area of applications. And what is nice in our program is that you can choose actually, instead to make 1 in-depth module and plus 1 application module, you can also make a research project. So you can search the right person here by OTH, so between the professor, and you select a particular subject together with the professor, and you can work actually in a particular research project. This is, of course, a preparation for a PhD program, but also for your career in an industry. And the third group is, of course, the master thesis. Here you need actually to prepare written documents and after that a presentation. So to understand how everything is organized, so this is a sketch. So you need to select actually from these 3 semesters 4 in-depth modules, 3 application modules, and after you have the possibility to select 3 modules among the in-depth modules and the application modules. And you have, of course, the project, the seminar, and the master thesis. And you are also free to select actually, to decide to substitute an in-depth module and application module by using a research project. And this actually is the program that we presented this semester for the next 3 semesters. So you can find here on the left side actually the in-depth modules like partial differential equations, integral transform and application, advanced combinatorial optimization, And you have also the application modules on the right side that are in the area of actuarial sciences or computer vision or neural networks. No? So you can choose in this way. Actually, you can prepare yourself with good tools in advanced mathematics, but you also look in these application modules, you have chance to apply actually these methods. And to have more freedom in the selection of the modules, so you have also the possibility to select some application modules from the program study in computer science. So in this way, you are completely free actually to select your profile. No? So you can decide to have a profile in advanced mathematics, so by choosing more actually in deep modules, or you can select a particular application area, or you can also take a lot of application modules from different application areas, so you have an idea what's happened actually, or how can you use actually the mathematical tools in application context. Also important, I believe, is the information related to, okay, what's happened behind the lecture that you can attend during the program study. So what is nice, we are in Regensburg, and you have here a lot of company. So the list of company is, you can see on the website of the Regensburg website, and here you can find big company like Continental, BMW, Infineon or Krones. But you can also find company that are not so big, so you can decide which is better for you. And by using this list, you have also the possibility, especially if your bachelor study is not 8 semesters, it's 7 semesters, you need to refill 30 credit points. And so you have the possibility to attend an internship by a local company, so you have also a first experience with the local company, and also with how is the work life or the job life after the study. We have also events here in which we try to create a connection between professors or program advisors in special and the local company and the students. No? Because the problem is when we have international students, they are new here in Germany, so there are different problems that they have to afford. One is the culture, but also how they can find a job and how many possibilities they have. So we try to create here events so that the network is easy to build. And you can, this is the next generation professionals event, but we have also a department here, this is career service, that can help you also with different problems that you have in a normal life. So what is also interesting for the international students, you have the possibility to attend also German courses, so that you stay here. Our lectures are all in English, but in the same time, you can also attend a German course, maybe by using the possibility of an internship. You have the first contact with the company, and you have the possibility in this way to integrate yourself in the German actually system. So I hope that I convinced you a little bit to choose our program study, and thank you for your attention. And if you have questions, I'm here. No?
And give mic to Dr. Maximilian Bauer from University of Bayreuth, presenting Master in Science Scientific Computing program.
So yes, my name is Maximilian Bauer. I'm the coordinator of the International Elite Graduate Program Scientific Computing at the University of Bayreuth. And as the name says, we want to tackle the field of scientific computing, but it's not just that we see this as it is defined scientific computing. Our focus is more on the mathematical side of this scientific computing area. Our program is specially supported by the Elite Network of Bavaria. This is a network of highly talented students, which are kind of collected together among or in a few programs or PhD programs. And There are some benefits when you're part of this program. Of course, the whole network, and then some financial benefits which appear later in my introduction to this program here. So what we want to tackle is, or what the status quo is for product design or research. This is not thinkable anymore without numerical simulations. And there are a lot of phenomena in sciences, natural science, and in engineering with new challenges. So just have to introduce or to include big data or models with uncertain data. And the numerical methods have to have always higher requirements. And usually in university life or in education life, the only little is taken into account into these developments. So only fundamentals are taught, or there is no inclusion of high performance computing. So this whole field of transfer of knowledge is usually not taught, and we want to close this gap with our program here. So what we want to offer is a highly specialized master degree program for talented students, which can simulate complex problems, which comes from natural science and engineering. And this is then also related to the field of mathematics, to higher mathematics for numerical methods for partial differential or integral equations, or also some kind of data analysis or statistical analysis. So these fast and efficient methods which we want to teach you, they should be tailored then directly to the mathematical structure of the problem. And yeah, we want to have some kind of high complexity problems which can be then treated with lower complexity. There might be an approximation in between, but the approximation has to hold to a certain accuracy at the end. So the advantages of the program are that you get a very early contact to current research. You can prepare for a PhD program, for a doctorate, and you have this interdisciplinarity in between. So speaking about interdisciplinarity, there are a few fields combined for this program. So professors from computer science from the University of Bayreuth, professors from applied mathematics, numerics, and from the area of applications like physics, biochemistry, and engineering sciences are all included in this program in order to give you the real interdisciplinary experience here to combine all these fields together. So our program has two main structures. One structure is the numerical mathematics. The other one is modeling and simulation. So this is for the area of application. And then a field with high performance computing, where the computer science is coming into play here. And yeah, you can enter this program with a bachelor degree in mathematics, computer science, physics, or engineering science. So this is open for all of these backgrounds. You need a comparable bachelor's degree, and if you have not your bachelor's degree yet, you can already apply, but you have to have at least 150 credit points, or the German version of the credit points might be a bit different if you have to transfer or convert your credit points to the German system. So, but this is not all of it. Our modules accompanied by a few guest lectures or excursions and soft skill seminars. For the soft skill seminar, this is one advantage, where when we are together with the elite network, they are financially supported. So either you get directly soft skill seminars offered at the University of Bayreuth, or you can visit soft skill seminars which are directly coordinated and organized by the elite network of Bavaria. And also we support you to have internships. So at least you can do at least one internship, which is counted in your program. And also you can do master thesis with international experts. You can also do an external stay here, and those research stays are also financially supported. Or you can directly go then and combine it with a fast track doctorate. So you can already start while you're finishing your master with your PhD program, which saves you a bit of time at the end, or could be a lot of time at the end, finishing your PhD. So let's have a closer look at what we are offering is. So at first we have to build a kind of a common mathematical foundation, since we have a lot of different backgrounds involved here. So we start with those numerical methods for differential equations and applied function analysis. And then you can go into the broad range here. So you can stay with more advanced topics in mathematics, or you can stay more in the mathematics area, or you can go more into the area of applications, or you can go more into the area of high performance computing, and also then more into those scientific computing areas. For example, this high dimensional approximation area. Maybe you have already heard from a phenomenon which is called curse of dimension. So where the complexity of a problem grows and grows, and no hardware development can catch up on this growth. So you need to have some kind of efficient numerical methods in order to approximate, or in order to have here good results at the end. So one core project, or one core feature, is the modeling seminar. And here you get problems from industry or business, real world problems, where we directly work together with companies as a project work. And you have to prepare this project, you have to research on this project, and yet you have to present your results to us and the company itself. So you get, as early as possible, starting with the first semester already, a contact with industry, and you can build up on these contacts when you go to internships or even do master thesis with these companies at the end. So furthermore, we have a kind of a mentor program, so students can choose a mentor in the first year, so let's say first or second semester, and those mentors help students to organize their studies, to help them giving advices and so on. There's also a status seminar, so you never be alone here. You have to present us your current status of your studies and what you're interested in. So all students will participate there and can also give you advices. We have also special weekly tutorials for all students, where you can ask questions concerning lectures or if you have technical issues. So our program has a lot of partners in Germany, in Europe, and worldwide. So partners are in Würzburg or 𝘱𝘢𝘕𝘓. In Germany, Max Planck Institute. We actually have a few Max Planck Institutes, Magdeburg, or then Max Planck Institute in Hamburg as well, and a few Fraunhofer Institutes. So there are a few institutes which we work together with. And in Europe, we also have a lot of partners, and also worldwide a few partners. There are even more, and the list is growing and growing, but here are just named a few, just to give you an overview that we are kind of broadly connected or widely connected. Okay, so speaking about the admission, our program requires an application. And this program is open for, as I said already, with a bachelor's degree in mathematics, computer science, physics, or engineering science. You need to have a converted final grade of at least 1.9, and you have to have sufficient knowledge in numerical mathematics of at least 16 credit points. If you have lower than these 16 credit points, you will get a conditional admission, and you will have to do the remaining credit points at the University of Bayreuth. Your application, the application works via our online platform, Campus Online, and you have to have a cover letter in English, you have to have a CV, your bachelor's degree certificate, including the usual documents, transcript, module descriptions, and if you have special qualifications like a professional education, internships, you can also hand them in. And what is new starting one semester ago is the application via UniAssist, so you need to have a VPD in order to apply for this program here. The deadlines are May 15 for the winter term and November 15 for the summer term. Yeah, so if you want to prepare for the program, there are a few advices here written. So you should have some kind of knowledge in numerical mathematics, numerical methods. Higher analysis would also be quite good. And since this program is also programming related, you should bring some kind of knowledge in C, C++, or any other higher programming language with you. And once you got an admission, arriving in Bayreuth, you are not alone. The international office here provides you a lot of help, and there's also a bit of financial support, a student assistant available. So each university, or a lot of universities, or a lot of chairs at the university actually need students assistance. It could be for programming tasks or for teaching assistance and so on. Here you can see a bit of what Bayreuth is known for. So Bayreuth is known for its cultural operas, cultural things and operas. So, but this is not the only thing where you can have a bit fun in Bayreuth. So the university itself has a huge sports offer, and our university is general very green university. It's a campus university, so our university is not spread over the whole town. It's rather combined together and on a really nice and green campus. So yeah, what we offer is an elite master's program for talented students, and it's a specialized program, interdisciplinary breadth, and you get early contact either with research or with industry, and you can do a fast-track doctorate here. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, for today, last but not least, is Professor Dr. Christian Richter from University Jena, talking about Master Science Mathematics program.
Well, I would like to present our master's degrees in mathematics from the University of Jena. I am the subject advisor for mathematics, in particular also for Master of Science in Mathematics. Perhaps I start with saying, where is Jena? So here is Berlin, here in Bavaria is Munich, and Jena is more or less in between. In 𝘗𝘀𝘪𝘥 is the part of Germany. It's called the green heart of Germany because we have nice surroundings, in particular for, say, walking and enjoying recreation. We are a smaller city with about 110,000 inhabitants, with a large portion of students, about 21,000 students we have, and 3,500 about our international students. So if you come to Jena, on one hand side, you see a city or a smaller city that shows the cultural possibilities of such a city. So you can see concerts, theater, dance, party locations. But at the same time, it's a smaller city. You can reach everything by walking or by, say, by bike. And you can meet German and international students in different places. What about our master's programs? First, and this is what I'm responsible for, is the all-rounder, the classical Master of Science in Mathematics. It can be done within 4 semesters. Meaning 2 years. You can study a little longer, but formally it's a program of 4 semesters. It's taught in English. Or you may include lectures that are taught in German, but this is not a must, so you can do everything in English. And the overall composition of the program consists of 69 credit points in mathematics, and you need to have some equilibrium between pure and applied mathematics. In both sides, you need at least 18 points, but you can have 18 points, say, in pure mathematics and 51 in applied, or vice versa. Then you have 21 credit points in other subjects, so minor subjects, more or less. And finally, there are 30 credit points for the master thesis. And you are rather free to choose modules, apart from the fact that you need to have this equilibrium between pure and applied mathematics. You can choose from algebra, analysis, geometry, numerical mathematics, optimization, stochastics, and algorithmics. Algorithmics is, well, it's theoretical computer science. For that, you must take care a little bit because most lectures from computer science belong to the master's program on computer science, and this is a German taught program. So it depends on the lecturers and the particular modules if you can if this is in English or in German. But usually many professors are very accessible and teach it in English. Concerning the minor subject, it's a bit special. Usually you choose between different possible minor subjects such as physics, computer science, psychology, economics, and so on. But in these subjects, this is usually taught in German. But so if you know enough German, you can go there. And if you do not know German so far, then you are expected to do your minor subject in German. So you mean you learn German. You learn German as your minor subject, and so this is, of course, useful. If you learn German, this gives you the opportunity to integrate into Germany, maybe also later on for professional activities. And it may also open some doors to other lectures that are taught in German. And the good thing for you is if you learn German as your minor subject, this is counted as a part of your studies. So you do not have to do your German courses as an extra. These credit points, 20 or 21 credit points that you use as for German as a foreign language are then part of your program. Besides this Masters of Science in Mathematics, there's also a Master of Science in Business Mathematics. This is also a Master of Science which consists of 4 semesters. You can use a bit more, but it's 120 credit points. This is important. It's also taught in English if you choose the right modules. It's composed of 42 credit points in mathematics, 30 in economics, 18 in other subjects, and also 30 for the master's thesis. In mathematics, it's of course more on the applied side. There's some focus on optimization and stochastics. And apart from that, you can choose from the same lectures as it's done for the Master of Science in Mathematics. So you choose the more applied modules. For economics, you must take care with the language. Always taught in English are the following: are innovation and change, and economics and strategy. And the other modules that are shown here: financial risk, management science, accounting, taxation and capital markets, marketing management, they are usually taught in German. So there is enough for doing the whole program in English, but you would have more flexibility if you would know German. And these other subjects can also, if you do not know German in advance, can cover German language courses but also computer science or some soft skills. So we have this Master of Science in Mathematics, which is only on mathematics, and it is business mathematics, which also covers economics. Well, if you study here in Jena, of course, you study in a young, dynamic and international environment. You have other students, young people. A good thing in this smaller university in Jena is that in the lectures, the number of students is not so big, so which means that you get in touch, or you may get in touch with your teachers. It's no problem to speak with them, for example, and this is also important when you write your master's thesis, that you can meet your professor and you have discussions with him or with her. Of course, as in all German universities, there are no tuition fees. We have some technical fee every semester between 250 and 300 euro, but there are no tuition fees. And if you are a very gifted and successful student, you may even stay for a PhD here in Jena or somewhere else in Germany. So this would be a possibility if everything works very smooth and you are a successful, strong student. What we require from you, you should have a bachelor's degree in mathematics or very closely related, say mathematical physics or so, but for example, something like computer science is usually not enough, or some engineering studies, because their mathematics is also only a smaller part, and or your mathematical education should be comparable with a full bachelor in mathematics. Here it's written that your grade should be good, should be 2.5 or better in the German grading system. But okay, this is not totally fixed. Usually we look at your transcript of records and we get an overall impression, and then we decide. So maybe good is not good enough. It depends on the land, on the university, or on the country where you come from. But you must be high about the international average. This is what I can say. And in particular, take care that you have a broad foundation in pure mathematics, analysis, algebra, things like that. This is always needed. Of course, you need to speak English. It's enough if you have your previously education in English. And if it's good if you speak German, but if you do not yet speak German, you can learn German up to level 2 as part of your studies. And I think maybe Nino has already shown it. If you apply for starting in a summer semester, then the application is between December 1 or December 1st and until January 15. Or if you apply for starting in a winter semester, this is between the beginning of August and the end of May. And it may happen, this is not fixed, if you meet the formal criteria or if you are not sure about that, we may invite you for an interview or for a test. This depends. Some more information can be found online. In particular, in this page, you find study guides for both programs. And there are some particular persons. We have one person, André Prater. He is the more general advisor for our master's programs, not only for mathematics, also for computer science, but he is very accessible. If you have questions related you as an international student, maybe not related to your subject, there is an international office which is open for you. And for the Master of Science in Mathematics, I am the subject advisor. Here is my email address. And for business mathematics, the subject advisor is 𝘗𝘠𝘪𝘱, and you find his address here. So don't hesitate to ask. Application is possible online at the application portal of our university. And that's all what I wanted to say now, and I'm open for questions. And that's all what I wanted to say now, and I'm open for questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Richter, to you too for the details. Yeah, let's start the Q&A. I will read the questions that were already answered because all the 9 questions are already answered. So let's discuss them also in a live session. First, that came to Professor Riccio, and he answered it also in written. Maybe we can elaborate in that. And maybe I can ask the same question to Dr. Bauer. Somebody who did a degree in pure mathematics, focusing only on pure mathematics, how challenging you see them to transition to a bit different directions, the same field but a bit different direction, and to this more applied and industry-oriented program. Yeah. So, have you seen any challenges in your experience? Professor Riccio, you could start, yeah, and then Dr. Bauer.
Okay, so of course this is another point of view, no? But I believe that if the background in mathematics is good enough, no? So the strength of mathematics is exactly this: you have an abstraction, and you can see this abstraction in different application area. Of course, this is also an ability that you have to improve. But I believe that if the students are good motivated, so the gap, you can fill the gap.
Thank you. Dr. Bauer.
Yeah, I can only say same things actually. So the education in mathematics, the analytical education you get, the level of abstraction is quite good in mathematics. So you should be able to transition more or less easily. I've seen already both. So we had pure mathematicians which were a bit struggling in the application area, but usually the usual case is that coming from engineers or from more applied sciences, they struggle even harder in mathematics because they don't know these kind of thinking what you learn in pure mathematics, so from the start of your first semester, for example. So yeah, it can be a bit of challenging, but motivation is a huge factor here with which you can work, and then it should be quite manageable for a pure mathematician to be in a more industry, more applied oriented program.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Maybe I can use the same question for Professor Richter, but modify it a bit with somebody from, like, I frequently have questions like, how different is the German system after bachelor's coming to master in Germany? So with the same field of mathematics on bachelor's, there are still differences. So I did international relations, but what I did then here was the same, but absolutely different at the same time. Do you also have like this experience that it's very different, it's more independent, or how would you describe this transition, even though it's still like the name of the program is the same, mathematics, like on master's level?
Yeah, one point which is difficult for new students is that you can choose freely what you want to attend the lectures. So we do not tell you on Monday you have to do this or that, and on Tuesday this or that. So we have a larger pool of modules, of lectures, of different branches of mathematics, and you must find out what is the good thing for you, what are you interested in. It's also for many students not so easy that they did not have written a thesis. The German bachelor students, and you will study together with them, they have a written thesis already. And if you come from abroad, you may have written a thesis, or maybe you have not. So be aware that the level is already rather high. It's a scientific level. Bachelor students having written a thesis have a bigger experience and a deeper experience with some branch of mathematics. This is the level we want to work on. Knowing these problems, we have now started to offer some bridging modules, but the plans for the summer semester are not yet done. Now in the winter semester, we have 2 bigger modules, so 18 credit points can be in bridging modules. This is not the beginning of mathematics, but it concerns a bit measure theory and stochastic statistics. This is one bridging module. The other one is in optimization. In our background, or if you would have a background in our German Bachelor of Science, measure theory would already be part of your bachelor's, but for many international students, this is not the case. So be aware, mathematics is very pure. Even if it's applied mathematics, we prove theorems, and we do more than only simulations, and this is mathematics. And our lectures consist of proving, mainly of proving mathematical theorems, and this might be the same for the other colleagues, but this is sometimes difficult for students coming from abroad who are more on the applied level and more on the computing level, so to say. And perhaps I should also mention, also in Jena, you should have at least a bit programming experience. I did not say it in my presentation, but this would also be good, even if you work on pure mathematics, because a little bit should be applied. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for this insights. The next question is was also answered by Dr. Bauer, and but maybe I can also ask this to other speakers. So, Dr. Bauer, let's start with you about the how partnerships work. And all universities have different partnerships, be it with the universities or institutions. Does partnership mean that if I want to get an internship, I have a safe spot? I am asking because in my country, these partnerships mean nothing for students themselves. It is on higher level only.
So for our partnerships, I can say that since we are kind of working near together with research and industry, so that students benefit from our partnerships quite from the start. So starting with the first semester in the modeling seminar, for example, we have a few or a lot of industry contacts where we can then directly have projects from, so they directly benefit from partnerships. And building on top of this, we can then support students finding internships together with our industry partners. So the spot is not directly safe, but we find a spot if a student needs a spot. So let's say it like this. So of course you have to talk with the companies then, and then you have to convince the company at least a bit. I mean, they get from us some kind of estimation and so on. So at least you have to do a bit, but yeah, if you need an internship spot, then you will get one.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Professor Riccio?
Okay, yes. So in our case, maybe I can split the partnership concept in 2 levels. So we have one level at At university level, so there are a partnership between the OTH and other university around, not only in Germany, but also around Europe or in other country. And this gives the possibility to students to make an experience in another country or in another university. Now, normally there are events in which these partnerships are presented and the students has to be active if they want. So this is one level, that's the top level. On the bottom level, so any professor actually has connection with local partner, industrial partner, and of course this is like a direct way to open actually new possibility. Of course, nothing is sure 100%, but by using this connection, this network, this local network is possible, is easier to have a possibility for an internship.
Thank you. And Professor Richter.
Yeah, in our case, we are somehow less applied. You can do all your studies here without any internship if you do not want to do it. This is more or less the usual thing. But of course, every professor has his connections in Germany or international, on the international level. And in particular, if you continue, say you want to do a PhD or so, then these research partnerships between our research groups and other universities or research institutes become more and more important. You may present your research results outside, or you may be invited for a longer period to stay somewhere outside Jena, outside our university. So, but it depends on what you do in detail. So on what part of mathematics you are dealing with what professor you do your master thesis or your perhaps later on your PhD project, and depending on that, partners out of our university play a more and more important role. But for your ordinary master thesis, you may have some connection with a university, with the industry, maybe from some professor, but this is not the usual way here.
Mm-hmm. Professor Richter, I would like to stay with you. There, in some parts you mentioned that it's possible to also take some German courses. And then the question was about about the electives. Is it possible to include courses from physics, data science, and others? And as you mentioned, also different languages. Then it's not a problem if I want to do a English track to still have German courses, or is it limited to a certain amount?
If you do not, this more or less mandatory minor subject in German ranges up to German level A.2. So if you start as 0, usually you make a German course A1.1, A1.2, and A2.1 and A2.2, so that after 4 courses you have reached the level A2. This would be the ordinary if you do not speak at all German. And then this fills your complete minor subject, and you do not need another minor subject. And if you are on a bit higher level of German already, you can finish this until level A2. And if you speak already A2, you can choose another minor subject. But in particular, what you do not can if you are already on the level, say, A2, and you want to start with B1, then this is not part of our program of study. Of course, you can follow English, German courses, but you may have to pay for them, and it's not counted as part of your studies. Unfortunately not.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The last question maybe for all, and I'm guessing the answer, but do you have any age limits when applying for masters? And if there are extra costs that people from after 50 or 60 have to pay? Whoever wants to start. Professor Isho, you are unmuted.
So I believe not. So this is a really formal question, but I believe there is no age limit. So I look now, but so I suppose not.
And I think it's the same for Dr. Bauer.
Yeah, so we had already applications from people who were, I don't know, between 40 and 50. So I suppose also there's no age limit. So I mean, education is free for every age, I would say. So yeah.
Yeah, this should be the same for us. The problem is more if you are, say, 50 and you apply for a master's, usually you did not do mathematics in the last 20 years maybe, or at least not on the scientific level. And then maybe we do not believe you that you are really strong enough and active enough and fit enough for doing our masters. Therefore, this is a more theoretical question. And if you are really on scientific level mathematician at the age of 50, perhaps you are too strong for our master. Therefore, this is a very theoretical question.
Okay, good. Then I see no more open questions.